We have the card of the alchemist. Very interesting. And destiny. Ooh, okay, yep, all right. The divine masculine energies are really going through it at the moment. I can really feel it. There's a lot of temptation by the dark forces that are really tempting those the masculine energies at this time. But what is really interesting is that the masculine is now beginning to recognize the darkness for what it is, and for the temptations for what they are, and is now beginning to turn and to alchemize all of those darker, more dense energies from within. Oh, and I'm getting, this is so weird. It's sort of like, I'm also getting, so there's a lot of programs that the masculine is now starting to alchemize and starting to work through. And one of those programs is the lust program, as opposed to the love program. And through these temptations, he's really beginning to see how the lust program has ruled his entire life in the past. And when I talk about the lust programs, it is not only through sex, it is through addictions, it is through greed, wealth, overabundance of wealth, manifested by dark means, that sort of thing. So it's very, very much materialistic lust programs that I'm talking about, that are very 3D, that are very dense, and that have very serpent-like energies. But he's now beginning to open up his third eye and manifest the higher aspect of himself, and starting to really see, it's like he's coming out of the labyrinth of darkness into, full of temptations of like the 7 deadly sins in a way. It's kind of like I've got a picture of greed, lust, what's the other ones, the sloth, whichever, there's so many of them. I can see like different, it's kind of like they're different rooms, but they're all part of the same thing. And he's walking through the hallway and it's like they're all coming out trying to tempt him, but he's like, once upon a time I would have walked through that doorway. Now I can see something. There's a light that I can see at the end of this corridor, and it is like a higher version of myself that I can see, because now he's actually beginning to see that all of these different energies have been part of the program of self that he has somehow bought into. But now he's beginning to see that these programs are now obsolete. They are now to be deleted and transformed into something much higher, much greater, and much lighter in energy. So he is now basically transforming and alchemizing a denser metal into gold. So that's what's going on with the masculine energies at the moment, and the destiny. So this is a fate card. So basically too, there's so much going on at the moment on every level that has to do with not only fate and destiny, but also to how we are manifesting and coming into alignment with the energies of the whole entire transformation of this new world structure that's coming in. So we're transforming these old world structures and programs into something much greater, something much lighter, something newer, and something so much more beautiful than we could ever really imagine. And we're coming into alignment with that now. And so we're actually removing a lot of those dark, dense programs from that masculine template of debauchery, darkness, and removing that and that 3D world, and coming that patriarchal system, and coming into a much more transformed view of things in the form of love, light, and beauty, really. So yeah, so the masculine energies are going through a huge transformation. And of course, when I talk about the masculine, I'm not talking about gender. I am talking about the energies that reside within each and every single one of us. And each and every single one of us must go through the transformation that is taking place. And it must be done through our physical bodies and through our psychological and emotional bodies, because it is literally about becoming into balance with the masculine and feminine energies and the original blueprint, which is divine. So we all hold these templates, but I mean, those that actually that are holding the greater amount of masculine energy are the ones that are actually going through these, it's really interesting, because yes, even though we have a lot, we have both within us, those that are actually holding the greatest amount of masculine energy are the ones that are actually now doing the work and alchemizing those energies into something, far more beautiful and golden than ever before. So, even though we're transforming them on our own individual level, even those of us who house a greater amount of the feminine, we have to look at the ones that are really doing the work, and those that have been that are destined to be the ones to transform that. So they are like basically spiritual warriors that have come in with the template and with the blueprint for that transformation that is to happen through their physical bodies and emotional and psychological bodies. Yeah, so the masculine is really doing an amazing job in the alchemization through the physical body with the dark energies. The feminine, the feminine energies have had to go through their own transformations and alchemizations in the past, those that hold the greater amount of the feminine energies. And yeah, both of them are now like really coming into their own. So it's really interesting to see as we move into this new world structure. Yep, look at that, love, light, look at that. Getting a sense of, if you see that, there's a lot of light coming in, and really beginning to manifest that light through, once again, as I said, the alchemization of the darkness and those denser energies within. And ignoring the temptations that are coming at him, because these are tests, of course, that one must go through. The feminine has been through so many tests over the last however many years, and come through with flying colours, and now it is up to those that house the greater amount of masculine energies to do this, and those who have come in with the blueprint to transform those energies within their physical and emotional structures. Yeah, so it's really interesting because they're doing the work for all of mankind and all of and the earth structure as well, as we go through the changes. And here we have, really interesting. In the past here we see the masculine here. I don't know whether you can see or not. The masculine there has a lock, a key and a lock around this area here, which is the thymus and the throat. The thymus, I feel, has been under lock and key by probably different, programs and the denser energies. It's like it's been under lock and key, but we're now moving into different energies, lighter energies, where that is now being transformed. And the masculine may have a lot to do with the fact that, because both of these are very masculine cards, and if you see that one has a lock and key, this one here has the form of the rose, which is also to do with the thymus. And I really feel like the higher heart here in the thymus has been closed off for some time by design in the past, but now it is obviously coming to the stage where the masculine holds the key, and through his transformation, he is the one that can actually unlock. He must unlock his thymus, his higher heart. So the true alchemization, I feel, is going to take place probably within the masculine form, because he is the one that holds the key. He is the true warrior, and he is the true alchemist. It's really interesting that he holds the key to unlocking that thymus. And once he does that, and that comes in, then that is going to completely change how he actually then steps into this new world and this new world structure. I've never ever gotten that message before about the masculine. I always believed that it would be the feminine that would be the one to do that, but of course that causes an imbalance. It must be the masculine, as he now is going through this transformation, because he is the one that is really doing the work to transform these denser energies of like those 7 sins within his own cellular structure. And I am only just getting this information now. So it is he that will, once he has done that and alchemizes through his physical body, that is when that he will be able to turn the key into the lock of the closed higher heart thymus area. They are Christic energies. Okay, so this is really interesting, because now I'm actually getting that this has to do with the grail line, has to do with the Christic energies, and also to the Star of David energies and the Christ line through the masculine form. It's coming through. So the masculine will eventually be able to step into these Christic energies and to bring down the those Christ-like energies through the crown center. But it will start when he unlocks the thymus, the higher heart, and that will then flood through his whole entire being. Wow. So the masculine is wow, is really going to start to he is the true alchemist. Wow, amazing stuff. Anyway, we're moving into amazing energy, so we'll see what happens next week for the masculine. Okay, bye for now.